Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I'm the CouchWarrior. And you are watching The Mortal Blade. This is more of a traditional CouchWarrior style Let's Play, I guess. And as you probably recognize already, or may not, I guess, this particular installment is not from a live stream. This I recorded outside of a live stream, but it is a continuation of Sagramor's adventures nonetheless. So we are going to get this into the stream of the story. So when we last left off, we had been sent here. We are currently operating with the Stormcloaks in the Reach. And we were sent here for the purpose of finding some dirt on the Jarl Steward. So this is a tough one. I mean, this is really a tough one, given some of the decisions we've made about how this character works, how this character is to be played. Just a reminder, he is not a ranged weapon user. He is not a stealth character. He is not a magic user. He uses potions. He works with enchantments, but he's not a spell user, okay? So this, creates some difficulties. I mean, this is a task where we are supposed to find some information on this guy, and we're supposed to blackmail him. Oh, hey, I like that. Take a level. But, that becomes extremely difficult to do. So let's just have a look here. Quest journal. Okay, Galmar Stonefist has sent me to investigate the possibility of blackmailing Rarik. As Igmund's steward, he might be able to provide important information and assets. All right, so we want to blackmail Igmund's steward, Rarik. Problem is, Sagramor is very much a bull in a china shop. So we have to find another sort of creative way to do this. So here's what I've determined. We're going to try this. One of the powers we have, obviously, is battle cry. We are a big Nord son of a bitch, and he is intimidating bastard, right? So my thought is this. What if we head on in there, okay? We head on in there, and we intimidate that guard. Basically, we scare him with our battle cry, okay? We're going to take a split second to try to bust into Rarik's room and try and find some evidence. Now, the trick after that is going to be getting out with the evidence, okay? Making away with the evidence without getting killed, because more than likely us using our battle cry in this corridor, it's going to attract other guards. It's probably going to attract these Falmer. And so what we want to do is we want to try to escape. We don't want to fight anybody, right? We don't want to fight anybody. If we fight anybody, then it's just going to be fight to the death. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to keep all the weapons sheathed. We're going to get the evidence we need. Sagramor is going to stash it in his belt. He's going to make sure his weapons are sheathed, and he's going to make his way to the door. With any luck, at the very worst, we may get arrested for causing a disturbance. If that's the case, even if we get arrested, if we can get, in and out of jail while still having the item on our person, that still puts us in a position to be able to blackmail Rarik as we planned. And honestly, it would actually, I think, be fitting pretty well with this character, right? Big, intimidating guy. He's not going to sneak in. He's not going to do anything like that. He's going to come in. He's going to scare some people. He's going to intimidate some people. He's going to cause a disturbance, that kind of thing. It makes a lot of sense. Now, the only problem with this plan is one of the things that we had kind of discussed in the last few episodes was this idea of us kind of getting away from the whole lockpicking thing, right? There are mods out there that would allow us to smash open locks. In fact, I've added one to the load order, but in this particular case, I'm not entirely confident it's going to work. I think this is going to have to be, I'm going to have to pick the lock, all right? So I think the first thing I need to do is get my hands on some lockpicks or make some lockpicks, at least something that Sagramor can use to jimmy the door open once he creates his distraction. And what I'm not sure about is whether or not I can just make them myself, or if I'm going to have to look around, find them some other way, possibly purchase them, something like that. Because I think in fairly recent history, last few episodes, we had kind of given up on this idea of lockpicks sort of being dishonorable or being the tools of thieves, and you know, he found them to be sort of off-putting, so he got rid of them, sold them. So we got to acquire some lockpicks for this to work. But I think that this is a plan that could work out and allow us to advance the quest while feeling like we're still in character. So that's what we are going to do. I just need to acquire some lockpicks to pull it off. So I'm going to go to the general goods store here and see if they have anything like that. If they don't, I've got some other ideas. Now, one of the things that we also need to do here is Sagramor is going to want to try and get the lay of the land, so we're going to kind of take a look around here. We may do some jobs here locally for the experience.
It's just the market rabble.
So
we should get back to work. You there, if you're here to trade, step up to the counter.
I'm stepped
Lisbon
up. You're
the
not.
customers. I just check the shipments.
No, I'm not Arnleaf. Yes, I know it's called Arnleaf and Sons.
Are you picking a fight with me? Because I didn't say any of those things.
Take a look.
Starving. Okay. Ooh, one lockpick. Damn. Okay. Well, let's take that. We got one shot at it if we go this route. While we're here, I suppose I could get rid of a few things. Liquidate some stuff. I'll keep the silver ring. Oh, there we go. We get a level. All right, we got one lockpick.
Come
Wow.
back whenever you need something.
Well, if we manage to pull it off, it'll be all the more interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and level. All right, alternating with stamina. So, let's have a look here. On the blocking side of things, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with deflect arrows. Okay. Now, notice we're at level 10, which is a magic number. Remember, every 5 levels we get an extra perk to spend, so I'm going to go back in now, and there's our magic perk. All right. So, let's take a look at armor options. Battle weary. Tired enemies have a harder time defeating your armor. You take up to 20% less attack damage from enemies with half or less stamina if wearing all heavy armor. The lower their stamina, the less damage you take. That's good. So, investing heavily in defensive capabilities right now. So let's think about where we're at here. I mean, we're probably around the halfway point of the Civil War quest line. There is a lot of fighting left to do. And one of the things that's kind of a characteristic of this quest line, it's this book, is, you know, big pitched battles and stuff like that.
Excuse me, do you know anything about this house? Seen anyone enter or leave?
I know nothing about the house, priest. Okay, so we're talking about, you know, big pitched battles with lots of archers and stuff like that. And my memory of the Battle for the Reach is a big fight at Fort Sungard, which is kind of an archer's paradise. So we just have to be, you know, really aware of what we're up against here, potentially, and make sure that we're preparing ourselves for the battles that are going to come, which means offensive and defensive, right? So being able to deflect arrows with a shield, that's going to be vitally important. Anything we can do to disrupt their ability to damage us, that's going to be important. All this stuff, right? So.
Is that what you call it? In the Legion, we would have called it useless. Look how brittle. Need a new
Hey.
blade?
I hate to interrupt your argument, but what do you have for sale?
Finest weapons and armor.
Okay. So I'm always, you know, thinking about what these investments are going to be for perks, but also, you know, what can we find in terms of equipment that's going to help us? 20% less damage from enemy attacks the further their health falls below 50%. So up to 20% at maximum. That would be an awfully nice item to have. Waning fire. We still don't have anything at all that's got any fire resistance, right? So again, I'm thinking about these, you know, in terms of not only whether or not that piece of equipment would be good for us right out of the gate, but what we could do with that enchantment later on as we abandon some of the old gear and strip them of their enchantments, right? So stuff like fire resistance is going to be super, super important. But I'd have to say, currently, this might be the better investment if we were going to invest in something, because what we're looking at right now is just a lot of battles where we're going to be mobbed, you know, and stuff like that. So, okay, let's get rid of a few things. The skull hat, that goes. The Imperial Officer's Helm, I'm also letting that go. The charm of that has worn off for Sagramor, so we've sold what we can there. Okay. So let's take a look at this again. Now, what was it? It was this Helm of Conquest. And the armor protection is 31. Currently, we're using this armored fur mantle, which is 35, but we have smithed it up as well. That's why it's at 35. So we'd be at a slight disadvantage just in terms of armor protection, but we'd have that pretty amazing enchantment, which is really going to reward us in the battles to come for first strike, right? Getting out there, doing damage to our opponent right away. I mean, the faster we are to combat, the less damage we're going to take in the long haul. So this actually seems like kind of the perfect item for what we're doing now. So I'm going to invest the money. I think that's worth it. Okay. And we'll use that helmet right up front. Probably use it quite a bit. But at the point where we're able to find something that's better protection, then we'll strip it of its enchantments and put those on other things. So. Okay. Okay, so let's think about this. So Sagramor is thinking about this situation. I think his plan is a sound one. The only problem with it is that we kind of get one shot at this. We basically get one shot, and that's it. If we screw it up, then nobody's going to trust us. We're not going to be able to get anywhere near Rarick or Igmund. So that makes me feel like it might be better for us to go into that with more than one lockpick. I also think that we need to take some steps to earn some additional funds.
I'm Calcelmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
You must be Calcelmo.
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards.
Are you sure? Tell me about this excavation site.
The Thu'um cell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you?
Look, I'm just a simple farm boy, but I'm fascinated by this Dwemer civilization. I've never seen anything like it. I would like to see more, if there's more to be seen.
Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. Who am I to stand in the way of curiosity? I'll let you in if you agree to something for me.
Name
There's
it.
a giant spider in the Thu'um cell. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say?
That spider is as good as dead.
Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site.
I thank you.
What? Oh, goodbye.
I'm Calcelmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
Next season, nephew. Next season for sure.
Let us go deal with
Next
this
season for
spider
sure.
and get a first-hand look
Calcelmo, I don't understand.
this mysterious civilization who created a city out of stone. All right, let's have a look at our gear. Okay, we are going to go with our new helm. Okay. All right. So, one of the things that we know about Sagramor is that he has spent most of his life on a farm. Pretty remote farm, actually. So, he's heard many, many stories and probably read books about Dwemer civilization, but in all likelihood has never seen any of it for himself. And this would obviously be the first time that he's ever been to Markarth as well. And Markarth is a sight to behold. It is a pretty magnificent looking city, and unlike anything else in Skyrim. So, I knocked it down. What is it? That could be handy. Now I must get out of here. All right. Time to earn our reward. You are done. Let's queue up Unrelenting Force. Gotcha. Come. There you go. Surely that can't be it. These were just the little ones. Look at these things. Are they valuable? Eggs. I could sell these at the apothecary. Sagramor is acutely aware that there are big battles ahead. Big battles ahead. And to survive them, he needs more than to be smart and big and strong. He needs good gear. He needs training. He needs all kinds of resources to make sure that he can... to make sure that he can survive. Come, beast. Ooh. Come. Go. Come. Yeah. Got her. We've earned our pay. Now, we're going to do something here. We're going to make some adjustments to violins. This is... what I'm going to do is... set this up so it works how I want it to. So kill moves, matched, mixed, off. We'll do matched. Last enemy restriction, I'm going to turn that off. Advancing kill moves, we're going to turn that... leave it. I'm going to turn it on, but set it to last enemy. Left hand triggers on. Seated moves on. Okay. So violence, basically what it's going to do is going to control... It allows us to control how often we get kill cams. Okay. So what I did here was I turned off the last enemy restriction. Skyrim by default has last enemy restriction, I think because they don't want you to be in a situation where you're getting clubbed to death while a kill move has been tripped in the middle of a battle. So they make it so that by default, it's the last enemy that is eligible for a kill move. I'm going to turn it on so that all enemies are eligible for kill moves, which is going to make it more dramatic, but I'm going to mitigate that by setting the kill move chance down. So I'll set the kill move chance to 50%, the decap chance to, say, 25%. So we're going to decrease the chance that it'll happen, but make it so that it has potential to happen. For camera views, I'm going to go with third person only. I prefer the third person kill cams, and then everything else I'm going to leave set. I'm not going to worry about ranged or anything like that. So we're going to get that set. Okay, and we're going to quick save here. More eggs. What if these are worth anything? Ah. Salonia. We've been saddled with some researchers who can't go 4 steps without examining something, and they fight about as well as you'd think. Probably worse. Strom at least has some magical competence, but none of them can swing a sword. Urge and Crag seem up to something, so I'll have to keep an eye on them. But Stauben assures me that they're trustworthy. Alethius. Okay. Down you go, Imperial. Research party. How did they get through here without breaking the webs? Fascinating. What is that creature? And what is this? Okay, so a few episodes ago I talked a little bit about this concept of combat maneuvers that I built into the build document. And there's 5 or 6 of them. They all start with mortal, but they have different dragon names. The first one is called Mortal Rush, and it is kind of the entry-level combat maneuver, which is charging your opponent and unleashing unrelenting force as you charge to stagger them and then engaging in combat. It's particularly effective against archers and mages, where you want to try and protect yourself from ranged attacks as you're closing the distance. So we're gonna we're gonna try that here. So I'm sprinting. Okay, that archer just took a shot at us. He hit us that time. Twice he's hit us. Okay. Ooh. Fighting Falmer at this level is a little bit dicey, can be scary, and I knew that this dungeon crawl was going to present some major difficulties at this level. A challenge, so let's put it that way. But I think worth it. Okay, well, there's one below. Oh, he's got a ramp coming up too. So, fight with the one is probably going to attract the other one too. Alright, let's do it. Close the gap, close the gap, close the gap. Keep wailing. Now, I didn't use my unrelenting force that time because I wanted to have it left for this guy. He's trashing us pretty good. Healing, healing, stamina. There we go. All right. So, yeah, he's a farm guy. That's how he was raised. But I like to think that Sagramor, part of what makes him special is that he's a learned man. So, on those evenings after a hard day's work, I see him as being the guy who sits in a chair by the fire with a candle reading a book. Learning, probably reading a lot of history. here we go. We are going to need to use this unrelenting force. Or ambush. Circle of death. Keeping him sort of perpetually flanked, I guess. There we go. Man. So always looking to conserve that shout. That particular case, I thought I was going to have to use it, but by getting back in here, I was able to jump out and disrupt his attack with a block instead of wasting the shout. So that allowed me to respond to dude number 2, which was good. All right, let's quick save here because it's only going to get worse. Again, the real challenge with a character like Sagramor is just getting through spaces like this at low level. Because, you know, he's such a stand-up fighter. All right. We got our shout prepped. Okay, this, I'm going to charge up the stairs. I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to basically go fighting retreat down this way. If we can string them out, then maybe I won't have to try and... Okay. Back. Okay, Archer's coming. Okay. Healing. I don't know if we're going to get any magical attacks here. God damn it. Okay. Nothing worth keeping there. Playing a low-level stand-up fighter against Falmer is really an extreme challenge just because of they come in such mobs sometimes. Ooh, nice. He blocked us out there. Okay, let's retreat. Archer's a problem. Okay, now they're coming in a group. Let's use this. Okay, the falling back around corners helps us deal with the archer. And also, hopefully... There we go. That hurt. each of those. Okay. Archer left. Woo! All right, let's take a little food break. We'll use food to restore a little bit of our health. Okay. Now let's search these guys. So what I was doing there is just falling back, knowing the archer was bringing up the rear. Ooh, ebony ore. Let's take that. I can actually use the corners, right, to sort of cover my flank, right? So if I've got the melee fighters coming straight at me, they're coming around the corners and we're fighting like this. The archer can't hit me until he comes all the way around the corner. So I knew that I was going to have to fight the archer last in line. So I was really trying to conserve and make sure that I had a shout available, the unrelenting force available when I needed it. So, okay, let's quick save here. Ooh. Alright, this is going to be a mage. The other thing, too, is there's something weird about the Falmer's movement patterns. I find it much harder to get a successful timed block on a Falmer than I do at, say, fighting a Nord, you know, or whatever. Okay. Just seems like where Falmer are concerned, my success rate is not nearly as good. Alright, so I'm just incrementally quick saving all the way through this because I know this is going to be kind of rough. Alright, I'm guessing I won't be able to... Yeah, I can't smash that open. Oh, shit. There's a whole mob of them, like 4 at least. Coming all at once. Whoa. All right, let's lead them on a merry chase. We don't know what's down here yet. Hey, yo. Hey. Come on. I don't know if that was such a good idea or not. They're pretty quick. Okay, I'm going to come here. See if we can get a lick in. Oh, okay. Let's make them follow us this way. I don't know what's up here, but it's got to be better than what we were doing before. Okay. Oh, can we get around it? Yes. Okay. Maybe they can hit that. Come on. Come on. Don't chicken out now. Okay, carefully. Oh, shit. I want him to hit it. Oh, what? Oh. Shit. They rolled right over that thing. Okay. Well, we survived this, though. That's 2. If I'd known that, I could have tripped it myself using a shout. Okay, let's hug the wall. Okay, I don't want to burn up too much stamina here. Whoa. Gotta get a little distance. Come on. Ha 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 ha! Gotcha. Alright. That worked. Alright. We got 1 left from that crew. Oh, I need more than ears, man. It'd be great if they had healing potions. At this point, Sagramor is operating under the premise that he's going to take whatever he can, whatever he thinks he could potentially sell. Because right now it's about, it's about survival. And the further he gets into this war, the more he realizes that, well, he may be prepared for the fight psychologically. In terms of equipment, he wasn't at all. I mean, he just traveled to Skyrim with hardly anything. So he's gotta prepare himself for the fight. So we're taking an opportunity to scavenge, look for some valuables, earn some money, stuff like that. Oh, Archer. Okay. This is a good situation. We'll do this. He comes around that corner. If he does. Oh, you bastard. Good shot. He's got a good spot. Right there. Now he's going to give up his spot, though. Now he's making a mistake. Alright, he was the last one in that crew. So, anyway, what we're doing is we're gonna gather some stuff. We're gonna haul as much as we can out of here. Oh, there's another group. Alright, before we get into it with them, let's go back and check out this area back here. So, there may be things we can sell to the mages. There's things that we can sell at the apothecary. All these ears and the poisons and all of that stuff we can sell. A lot of the metal and the scrap in here. We could load our pack with scrap and haul that out. Sell it to the blacksmiths. Whatever we can do to make some money, because at this point we've got to upgrade our gear, and we've also got to potentially finance some training, whether it's by, spending money on trainers or spending money on materials so that we can do some crafting. We got to be kind of ready for that. Okay. Spider. Come on. Line up. All right. Good. Not pretty, but effective. I mean, this isn't exactly an easy dungeon to make it through at this level, at this difficulty. So that's why I get a little bit nervous about it. That's why I do a quick save after just about every major encounter, just to make sure I'm doing myself a favor. And, you know, like, I have a limited number of potions at this point. Okay. All these, you know, Dwemer struts and chunks of metal and all that stuff, these are all things that I might grab on the way out. So when we're on our way out, then Sagramor will load his pack up with stuff. Here we go. Here's our first mage, Strom. I've decided to remain behind with one of our guards and further document the living area we've stumbled across. I write this to the best of my ability, but due to the sudden disappearance of the Dwemer, it is almost impossible to say for certain what anything is. The tree. By the 9, I cannot determine the purpose of this tree. It appears to be from the area around Windhelm, or Whiterun, excuse me. But why and how it got here is beyond me. I think it may be a gift from the surface world, but based on the lavish surroundings, it could also be a display of power. I'll check the living areas nearby for any additional clues. Upon further investigation of the area, it looks like this structure housed 2 clans or families. I can think of no other reason for this particular layout. Perhaps this group oversaw this particular portion of the city. I'll have to compare notes from the other areas as we uncover more of the city. Hopefully, some of these will contain more in-depth clues. It appears a smaller wing collapsed on itself, and maybe when the expedition returns, we can dig out an entrance. Falmer have begun to creep back into this area of the ruins. It's a good thing I'm not alone here. We've managed to block off some of the areas we suspect the Falmer are coming in through, but they're still getting to us somehow. Altogether, we were able to hold them back, but how long until Stauben and the rest return? Oil. Scroll. Okay, we'll take those items. All right, so they'd kind of were trying to barricade themselves in. Sounds like they were under constant attack by the Falmer. Yeah, it is curious to see a tree here. Okay. Ears and gold. Even an Imperial doesn't deserve to die like this. That's what I would say. Falmer poisons we can sell, perhaps? So, they barricaded this off, but they were unsure how the Falmer were getting in. That is a good question. Maybe this is the wing they were talking about, possibly, or in that other section there was a collapsed area as well. Could have been that they were talking about. Sometimes I have to double check and make sure I'm not missing any chests either. Dwemer chests are hard to see sometimes. Walk right past them. Okay, so this area is pretty much cleaned out, and we found the first researcher. I think there's a total of 4, so 3 more to go. Okay, I am going to quick save here and take a quick break. I will be right back.